Hello, and welcome to the 201st episode of Gaming Talk. On this episode, I'm going to be discussing the sad fate of Transformers Reactivate. Let's get into it. It's been 2 years since we were graced with that first trailer for Reactivate. I remember watching it, really having more questions than answers as to what the game was going to be about. Frankly, after that point, information on the game itself was pretty much non-existent. I'd check in on their website once in a while, and there still wouldn't be any updates or anything. I don't remember when it happened, but I know at some point we got the concept art of some of the characters. Of course, we did eventually get 2 packs of toys, one containing Optimus Prime and Soundwave, and one containing Bumblebee and Starscream. But on the gameplay front, we still didn't have anything. Heck, we didn't even know who was going to be voicing the bots and cons yet either. For the longest time, I personally gave up on hope on there being any updates in terms of actual gameplay and just wrote the game off as being in some sort of development hell without actual confirmation of that being true. So, you can imagine my surprise when I learned fairly recently that the game had actually been cancelled. There's been a studio update from Splash Damage, the team working on Reactivate, that reads, "Today we have some very difficult news to share. The decision has been made to end development of Transformers Reactivate. This means we will be scaling down to refocus our efforts on other projects. Unfortunately, despite the effort, number of roles across the studio are not potentially at risk of redundancy. This decision did not come lightly, and it is a difficult time for the studio and our people. We want to take a moment to thank the team who worked on Transformers for their dedication and passion. Hasbro was an incredible and supportive partner throughout, and we hope to work with them again. To the many fans, your excitement and support helped keep us going. While not being able to see the game through to release is painful, having to say goodbye to friends and colleagues hurts even more. We're now focused on doing everything we can to support them through this tough period. Just as we are committed to caring for those who will stay with us to build a stronger Splash Damage for the future. Thank you for your compassion and understanding." Now, I completely understand where they're coming from, despite it being disappointing that the game is no more. Now, apparently I did miss some months ago when gameplay for Reactivate got leaked, and now there are videos, of Bumblebee and Starscream gameplay, which I'll probably have one of them on screen during this video. I will always question leaks, though, because none of these people source where these leaks come from, so I'll always be skeptical of it. Either way, it is truly sad to see this game get cancelled. It is especially sad when Hasbro has said that they want to focus more on video games, and yet we haven't had a good game since Devastation in 2015. The last 3 games, being Battlegrounds, Earthspark Expedition, and Galactic Trials, have really just been awful in my opinion, and we really needed Reactivate to pull through and finally give us something good. And that's why it's really sad to see that this game has been cancelled. The question really is, where do they go now in terms of video games? Do they keep releasing crap like those previously mentioned games? I don't really know the answer, but I hope it's not more games like those previous 3 I mentioned. I'm sure a bunch of people will say, just make Devastation 2, but come on. At this point, it's been 10 years since Devastation released. If they were going to make a sequel, they would have done it 7 to 8 years ago. Obviously, I would love something in the line of the Cybertron games, but I doubt that will happen. Like I said, who knows what Hasbro is planning in the Transformers video game department at this point. But that's going to do it, so if you like this kind of content, feel free to subscribe. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.